Hey YouTube, how's it going out there? It's been a couple days. Thought I'd stick my face on here. Update on my nose. Look at that. Yep, almost healed. If anybody was following about the little cancer spot, the stuff I use on it, it won't do anything if it's not cancerous. And I was a little too aggressive, as you saw in my last video, because I had a big old cherry mark there. But look, it's almost gone. I use RSO and bloodroot tincture. Anyway, yeah, I've been recovering from, I ate bad stuff. As I've gotten older, I just cannot go off my clean diet. So, as I said before, I ate some of those little candy bars you get from Costco. Then I went out for fish and chips. 2 days of candy bars and one day of the fish and chips, and that was it. And the symptoms, if I went to the doctor, they would probably say I had like fibromyalgia or arthritis or something like that, because my left shoulder went out and down low on the back right here. I mean, I could barely breathe. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't chop wood. I was in so much pain. My eyes are a little bit itchy, but they're getting better. So and then I had a runny nose and uh, just felt like shit in general, a headache. All my joints were swelled up, but the worst part that debilitated me because of my job was my shoulder, kind of in the lung area back in my shoulder. So the reason I'm talking about this is I'm not asking for, oh, poor baby, whatever. I'm reminding people that live in great pain, if you have arthritis, fibromyalgia type symptoms, to look at your diet. Because again, if I went to the doctor, they'd have been all over telling me some kind of medication I need or whatever. And really, I just need to switch up my diet, get off all the no sugars. I don't usually eat like that, but man, drugs, alcohol, whatever has never been a temptation or a hard thing for me. I'm from the 80s, so of course, as a tattoo artist, I experimented back in the day. Things were more like social drinking or whatever. But I've never really been into drugs or alcohol or anything. Other than I loved my weed. And as y'all all know, that have been following the channel, it's just about 6 months now of no weed. And boy, it's a relief not to have to worry about, oh my God, I'm out of weed. Shit, I need to go get some weed or grow some weed or whatever. And it's, yeah, I like life a lot better without it. I'm not saying I'll never smoke again, but I made a promise for a year and then reevaluate or whatever. I don't tend to like to just smoke a little weed at the end of the day. I like smoking weed, and because I have such a high tolerance, yeah, I just want to smoke weed. So that's not in the budget, and I feel a lot better without it. I don't have pain from hernias anymore, from coughing so much. I don't cough up gross stuff. I seem a lot healthier. I'm not saying sometimes I don't feel like it, because sometimes I do when I've got, I'm lonely or feeling down late at night or whatever, but I just drink another cup of tea. And yeah, so that's just me. I'm around people that smoke weed all the time. It's not the kind of thing where I'm judging anybody. It's just doing what's right for me. And yeah, so that's how the weed smoking thing is going. But those of you that are hurting really bad from symptoms of fibromyalgia, arthritis, I feel like you're getting sick, because again, if I'd have gone to the doctor, they would have said I was sick because of my symptoms or whatever, and it was just a severe allergic reaction from going off my diet because I eat so clean. And those things used to give me, I had a migraine at least once or twice a week back when I ate lots of candy, soda, regular diet or whatever. I also seem to be very sensitive to a regular crappy salt. And the fish and chips I had, I believe, had Johnny salt or something on it. Yeah, I can't do fake ingredients or any of that. So if you're hurting and you haven't tried resetting your body, do a parasite cleanse, drink a lot of water, and then when you're feeling good, slowly reintroduce things into your diet. Because the first day I had those candy bars, because again, I'm a junk food junkie. When it comes to the junk food, I can say no to other stuff, but my body, the parasites or whatever, just crave that shit. So those little candy bars like this big from Costco, I probably ate about 8 or 10 of them the first day and the same the second day. And, first day I was feeling a little off. Second day, sick. And I lost a day of work from it, and I'm really pissed at myself, but gotta forgive myself. And yeah, just a reaffirmation, because I went to buy groceries today, and boy, did I want to buy bad shit, man. I wanted chocolate chip cookies and ice cream or whatever, all kinds of stuff I don't normally eat. So I'm going to do a little cleanse. Anyway, enough about that. I was watching these guys today talk about love and self-love, and saying things like, uh, I love myself, and I'm more than enough, and all this stuff. And because I've done at least 2-3 videos on you're more than enough, I wanted to address the energy that I picked up from it. It felt, even though they kept saying how positive they were, such good people they were, it felt, and I love this channel, and I don't want to mention it because I don't want to bring them any bad juju, but they were saying how, no, maybe you're not enough. Maybe you need to get off your butt and do something. And all the pretty girls that are on, I don't know who they were referring to particularly, but on TikTok and YouTube and stuff, saying that they're goddesses and they're more than enough or whatever. And I'm not talking about narcissists that are saying, oh, I'm the goddess and I shouldn't have to do anything, serve me kind of energy. I'm talking more about the people who need to remember that that they can love themselves, and you don't have to be, in this time of life, it's like everybody's the best singer or the best anything, sewer, roper, cooker, whatever. You know, you don't have to be the best at anything. You don't even have to be anything. There are disabled people or people that are mentally disabled that can't even wipe their butts. They're still more than enough. They provide somebody with patience and gratitude and companionship and learning how much strength you have. And you don't have to be some fucking awesome something to be more than enough. And I just found that weird. They were also talking about, which resonated quite a bit, about love and being in love. So when you're with a partner, they were talking about how when you're in love with somebody, it has like some sort of, well, I'm in love, I could be out of love kind of energy to it, that we have some sort of expectations and boundaries when it comes to saying we're in love. But if we say, I love my kids, I love my pets, that it's unconditional. So I think we should be that way with ourselves. I think that we should love ourselves, and whatever ways you express that as, to remember to do that. It's very hard for me. I wasn't raised feeling loved. Love was very conditional. Abuse was followed by some reward of candy or something when I was young, and to shut you up kind of thing. And everything was controlled. This isn't a poor me drama. Just kind of a few little statements, very few, of why I think I'm not a liar, so I don't like saying, oh, I love myself when I'm not feeling it. It's very hard for me. So again, if you're somebody who has a hard time loving yourself and don't feel like you give that energy to yourself to do that. That in this day and age, I think it's really important that it is true that if you don't love yourself, you can't love somebody else. And yeah, start at home. When you're happy with yourself, it doesn't matter if you're single or alone or if you have family or any of that. Not that you don't get lonely sometimes. And if you haven't felt that feeling, hats off to you. But when you have this sense of loneliness that it literally is physically painful, I get it. I get it. It can be very, very heavy. So just wanted to give a shout out to all y'all to remember to love yourselves, and that I think we should always work on ourselves because we don't know what we don't know. But I don't think that that you have to be something special or get off your ass and make something of yourself in order to be enough, to be more than enough. You're more than enough just from being here. Even narcissists, provide lessons to the rest of us. And with the world being run by narcissists right now, I think it's important to remember that they're excellent mirrors for us to mirror the parts of ourselves that we need to heal. And they're even more than enough. They're way more than a fucking enough, right? A friend of mine on her channel, you know who you are, was talking about being presentable for YouTube or whatever. And I'd like to say that I think that it's awesome, Karen, Boom Boom Rocks, that you get on your channel and say what you got to say. Your hair might be all crazy, or you might be out with the dogs or just rolled out of bed or whatever. I like that about you. I like the channels where the people don't get presentable to be on screen or whatever. As you can tell, I don't wear makeup. I'm wearing like a long john. I'm not into fancy clothes. I don't get ready for my videos. And you can tell through my videos, I look pretty rough in some of them. But this is me. This is what I look like. And the more fake and plastic people look, I find that bizarre. I don't want to say any of the things because people are so sensitive. Even though I'm a small channel, I don't know how long these videos will be around or who will see them eventually. But in my opinion, I find it really bizarre that everybody's got to look so fucking perfect. And I'm wondering, as the human robots and people that just want to be authentic and know that the person they're talking to is real and not some sort of synthetic, or just that it's not a realistic goal to have to always look plastic. And I don't know. I just like real looking people. If you got a zit on your nose, or you're up and down with your weight, or your hair looks a mess, or whatever it is, I like that about people. I like seeing that, yeah, lots of beautiful women and men out there. I'm not dissing on the beauty of the world either, but to only be seen in that light, that you have to be all done up and perfect and filtered and whatever. As you can tell, none of mine have fucking filters. But I just find it really bizarre. So shout out to you, Karen. I think it's awesome that you just go on your channel and do your little rants or whatever about whatever's on your mind that day. And your hair, you pull it down and it looks all crazy or whatever. I like that. And I think more and more as time goes on, people are going to embrace people with flaws and are just normal people sitting in their house, nothing fancy or whatever, just being real. Because most of the people watching this are just real, or watching channels in general or whatever, because there's not that many people on my channel. But, if you're watching this, there's a reason I'm being a piece to your puzzle right now. And I just feel honored to be here and to keep chugging away at this YouTube channel and sharing my life experiences with y'all. It's a crazy time to be alive right now with the Ohio stuff. It's been a fucking month, and now they're sending people out to test where the cloud fell or whatever. Oh my God. Does anybody really buy this shit anymore? Like, if the people running things gave a fuck about you, They wouldn't wait a month. They wouldn't be having these trains loaded down with toxic shit. Fucking, it was on fire for a long time, y'all. I don't think it was an accident. And if it was an accident, it's because it's accidentally on purpose. Because that thing, anyway, we won't go into that. I don't even know what the algorithms, the whole reason I started this channel was out of the fury of censorship. And now I can't even just talk about whatever I want without worried about algorithms picking up that I'm talking about the stupid trains. And, yeah. So one more thing before I go. So I watched this chick, Fleur Braun, Fleur Braun, and she's really fabulous. I don't know if I agree with everything she says, but I like a lot of it, and it resonates with me a lot. She was talking about how time is a loop. So rather than us going around in a loop and going back to the beginning, we like hit the loop and it's like a figure 8. So she was talking about how we're going backwards and touching on times of like the 80s and then like the 70s with the platform shoes, and like the time is now reversing, going back the other way on a loop. I think it's an interesting thought process because if we're heading back to another reset, what part of the loop are we in right now? If we hit the end and now we're going back the other way, ping-ponging back through the energies and frequencies that created, like, say, the stock market crash with the run on the banks and the banks being shut down and everybody talking about the new digital currency or rainbow money or whatever the fuck else they're doing. That we've been through this before, and people who know the cycle might know when it is where we are on that loop and when timing wise to do it, because the people that run things are occult. They have all their symbols and, numerologies and things. And yeah, so I'm just a lowly person out here living their lowly peasant life. If I was rich, I would not be on one of these channels telling people how to get richer. I would be telling people how to share and help somebody else, that the money wouldn't be a waste, like just going to drugs or something. But yeah, donate to my PayPal if you want. But I believe in sharing. Like, why not help somebody who's just, it's not everybody's fault. How you see those memes where it says, I deserve my riches. I worked my ass off. I deserve what I have. Well, lots of people deserve, and they've just, it's not their fault. The universe, they didn't do anything wrong to the universe and deserve poverty. They work their fucking asses off, and something might happen, like their parents get sick and they have to take care of them, or they get sick, or their children get sick, or they have a run of bad luck, whether it's illness, a fire, whatever it is. I believe there's plenty for everybody, and I think if we were all helpful with one another, with how we could help with other people, that there would be no more lack. Like, there should be no homelessness. There's plenty of empty buildings. Even the food shortages and things that are coming is ridiculous, because now, lots of people grow indoor weed that could be growing food, or food with the weed or whatever. There's plenty of ways to grow food and clean the water sources. And I just think the average person needs to be empowered and start stepping up and not just kicking back, eating junk food, whining about how bad shit is, and just being apathetic. I believe, like I say often on these videos, that we are the change. We can make a big difference in this world with each other. And when we start just saying no, fuck censorship and fuck poison food. The whole grocery store is just filled with things approved by the Food and Drug Administration, and it's filled with toxic shit. A lot of it is stuff they won't even sell in other countries. If you stop buying it, they'd stop selling it. A lot of the recipes you see, like on Facebook or whatever, it'll be like, open up a tube of pre-made biscuits, when it's not that hard for you to make dough, y'all. Open this box, open that box. mix them all together. Now you just got more chemicals. So, you know, it's some of it, it seems like it's so much work, but it really isn't. And if I think back to when I ate fast food and candies and sodas and shit all fucking day long and how much I craved it, I think it's built into those things to basically enslave ourselves. And it is worth it getting a clean diet, and not to overwhelm yourself. You're not a bad person if you're addicted to these things. It's the parasites in your gut. The parasites, you know, that's your alien invasion. They do control our whole system, our hormones, our feelings, our body temperature, and they make you crave more of that crap because that's what they need to keep producing themselves. Then they're dying in your belly and discarding their waste into your system. It makes you sick. And as their populations in your gut start to drop as you clean your diet, then they release more hormones and make you and chemicals and things that make you crave the very things that are making you sick. So, you know, it's not an easy thing, but I do believe it starts with health and taking care of yourself. No judgment on whatever you're eating that's not good for you, because how could I judge? I've fucking eaten enough candy, soda, cake, junk food, fast food, whatever for a small army. And I'm a different person just from changing my diet. And every time I go to test to see, no, I can eat some of that again. It'll be fine. And I do. And it doesn't take much to where I'm down and out. So if you're feeling down and out and you're feeling like shit, be gentle with yourself and picture them nasty fucking alien parasites in your belly when you start craving that thing. Think, die, motherfuckers, down in my gut. And, you know, drink a lot of water, do a parasite cleanse. Triphala helps keep the gut flora going. Fermented foods are way more powerful than probiotics from the store. It's cheap to make. It's easy to make. Anybody can do it. Make some salsa, ferment it. Lots of recipes on YouTube. Super easy, cheap. Like, there's lots of things that can be fermented. Get on that fermented bandwagon because not only is it fun and empowering, but you feel really great. We're in these times, y'all. We're going to see some interesting times. And if Flor Braun is correct in her timeline going backwards, you know, how long is it until we're hitting the depression? Because I think we're in it. I think we're at the beginning of it. But I also think that those things aren't set in stone. I think that we can change our influence just with our frequency, just with our beliefs. So love yourselves. I'm on a little bit of a weird rant today. Feel good to start feeling myself. You are the change. What I believe today might not be what I believe tomorrow, but as I learn and grow, I hope to be humble and share with y'all whatever's on my heart. I feel grateful to be here, to be healing, because, oh my God, last few days have been a nightmare. Yeah, love yourself, be the change. Shine on. Do what you can. One love.